This guy right here, I suspected, since he's been, denied bond numerous times.
Diddy was in pain and Diddy got help because he's Diddy. There's a lot of people that are being held in jails.
In the middle of the night. What was he rushed to the hospital for? Is it something legit? Or is he scamming?
What if I told you that one man's hospital visit led to a log entry reading, "Not all of him returned"? And that's where the real strangeness begins. From malfunctioning cameras in cell 121B to a retired counselor haunted by whispers, this isn't your typical prison story. What exactly is going on with Diddy behind these walls? Let's uncover the mystery. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. The retired counselor had already packed away the memories of prison, hoping never to return. Years of paperwork, tense confrontations, and the quiet hum of fluorescent lights were things he was sure he'd left behind for good. But then came the whisper. He swore it said his name late at night, soft and rasping like someone speaking through static. It wasn't loud, but it was unforgettable. At first, he shrugged it off as a bad dream, until the dreams about Diddy started. In the counselor's dreams, Diddy wasn't just sitting in a cell or walking through halls.
Sources with direct knowledge says Diddy was taken to a Brooklyn hospital last week.
Diddy has been rushed to the hospital. Sean P. Diddy Combs.
No, Diddy was staring straight at him, across a sterile room that shimmered like light on water. He'd say nothing at all, just drill his gaze into the counselor, as if asking him to understand something unspoken. The dreams came back night after night, always ending with the sound of a whisper that somehow left his ears ringing. Eventually, the whispers grew loud enough to pull him back to the prison, a place he swore he'd never step foot in again. From the moment he arrived, the air in cell 121B felt heavier, colder even. The first thing he noticed was how the surveillance camera overlooking Diddy's cell had stopped working. Not just a glitch, but static, like a bad signal that never came back. Then came the logbook entry. Scrawled hastily, the words read, "Not all of him returned from the hospital." He stared at the note, gripping the corner of the page as if trying to force the words to make sense. What could that even mean? The counselor felt it in his gut. Something about this situation wasn't normal. No one else seemed alarmed. But for him, walking past Diddy's cell became a daily source of dread. The closer he looked, the stranger things seemed. Like how Diddy never moved much beyond the shadowed corner of his bunk.
Yeah, they're saying that he had some pain in his knee, and this pain has been persistent for some time.
New York City, he's held at the Metropolitan Detention Center. Federal custody, and he was rushed to the hospital.
Or how he'd let certain lights flicker against his face without flinching. The counselor didn't know what he was looking at anymore. Whatever returned from that hospital visit, it wasn't the same Diddy that left. That much he couldn't deny. And then there was the medication, or more specifically, who was signing off on it. Imagine this.
Diddy was in pain and Diddy got help because he's Diddy. There's a lot of people that are being held in jails.
In the middle of the night. What was he rushed to the hospital for? Is it something legit? Or is he scamming?
A nurse on the night shift, routinely checking medication logs for the prison's most talked-about inmate, spots a name that doesn't belong. L. Kenneth. It's signed in smooth, looping handwriting, approving the release of strong, controlled medications for Diddy. But here's the catch. There's no record of any staff member named L. Kenneth anywhere in the system. No ID badge, no employee file, not even a whisper of them among the staff. Doesn't it get weirder? Oh, it does. The nurse started poking around, trying to make sense of this mystery signature, when other oddities emerged. Controlled meds from the pharmacy stockroom were straight up vanishing.
It's already bad in the free world. Medical malpractice is running rampant in the free world. Imagine what it's like.
Hearing not attempted suicide or anything to do with, getting involved with an inmate.
The kind of stuff that doesn't just go missing without an investigation. Not only that, but L. Kenneth's name popped up again. This time, it was on the MRI transport records for Diddy's hospital trip, the very same trip that ended with that cryptic note in the logbook. Not all of him returned. The whole thing didn't sit right. But before the nurse could dig much deeper, they were suddenly gone. Not fired, not transferred, just absent. Ask around, and no one can tell you where they went or why. Then there was the requisition form. Found tucked under a stack of unrelated files, it was like stumbling onto another clue, but one that raised even more questions. It was stamped with Diddy's name and contained metadata that didn't belong on a standard medication order.
The only option he has next is to claim that his mental or medical state is deteriorating. This guy right here, I suspected, since he's been, denied bond numerous times.
The line that stuck out in cold clinical print read, "Asset required silence memory, withheld for loop stability." Seriously, what does that even mean? Memory withheld? Asset? Loop stability? It made even less sense the longer you stared at it. But whoever, or whatever, L. Kenneth is, this isn't just sloppy record keeping. When the nurse cross-checked every employee profile and found that L. Kenneth simply didn't exist, it became clear this was bigger than they ever imagined. The breaking point? Learning that Diddy's hospital MRI wasn't a routine medical check at all. No, it was part of something much, much larger. Who authorized this? Or better yet, was L. Kenneth even a real person? And guess what? The chills don't stop there. Every night, at exactly 3:11 a.m., someone's been slipping into the prison's database to alter Diddy's records. If not all of him returned, then what exactly did? Diddy's story isn't just strange, it's impossible to pin down. The phrase "playback begins" heard over and over in the cell's audio feels less like a glitch and more like a clue, as if somebody, or something, is hitting replay on him. Is Diddy trapped in time? Or worse, is Diddy even still himself? With each record altered nightly at 3:11 a.m., it's harder to separate the man from whatever loop he's caught in. The question isn't just what's happening to Diddy, it's who or what is pulling the strings. Keep watching.